Hi guys, thank you so much for jumping in this video today. I really appreciate it. And today I brought to you Kathy Wyber, who is a parent coach specialized in children behavior, who has worked for many years in mothers group and children according to her background as a counselor and educator. Kathy works on a one-on-one private coaching with parents who have kids with different challenges, but it's like more with children who are impulsive and I forgot a little bit about that, but it's fine. It's like impulsive, frustrated, and got different challenges. Where in this interview, we are going to explore more what Kathy does. Thank you so much, Kathy, for being here today.
Thanks so much, Giselle. And I love your introduction because it is sometimes really hard to describe what our kids are doing.
Yes.
And that's exactly it. It's like challenging, impulsive. It's like everything all at once. So yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to people today about some tips and also how they can sort of take that a bit further and seek further help if they need.
Amazing, amazing. So let's go for the first question is, why are you a parent coach specialized in children's behavior?
Well, as you mentioned, I've been working with children for over 30 years now. And I also have four children of my own. I better not do that. I don't want to forget any. I have 4 children of my own. They're all now grown and they still talk to me and they are functional. So that, to me, that's a good thing. And so over the years, I've had so much contact with parents and children. But there was one particular situation that really made me think about going into parent coaching. And that was, I had this absolutely gorgeous little boy who used to come to the library. I'm actually a teacher librarian. It's books. And he used to come into the library every day and he was so excited. He loved rocks. He just came in and it was just such a joy to talk to this child every single day. And I watched him disappear. And it was really sad because I watched that excitement and that joy and curiosity just slowly go. I watched him disappear in front of me. And I get upset thinking about it because the reason that happened is because he was a challenging child. He was impulsive. He didn't do things in a normal way, but he was highly creative and just a joy to be around. And the adults around him didn't have the skills and knowledge to understand how he worked and how to best help him. And it was then that something clicked with me. I had counselled young mums and I worked with people all along. And that's when I went, I need to be helping the adults who surround children. And so I can help kids because it was so sad to see this little person disappear in front of me. And it wasn't for fault of the parents. They were doing the best they could. It wasn't that they were doing anything intentionally. They weren't abusive. It was just they didn't have the skills. And so I went on a search. I've been researching for years, always been interested in child behaviour. And that's when I just started my coaching business. Happy Parenting is my main business where I help parents with their children's challenging behaviours and help them understand them.
So good, so good. Thank you so much for sharing part of your story as well. That is so good. Love it. And that is because sometimes this is what I perceive from what you were saying is sometimes we copy what our parents did, but we as well personally I'm aware that was not the best. And I'm okay with what they did with me because they didn't have the tools that we have nowadays, especially parents, coaches, and specialists in every single very we have different resources where we can ask for help.
Yes,
you are doing wonderful. I love it.
And can I just say, Giselle, you're absolutely right. One of the reasons why parents struggle so much, and look, I'm being parent and I did the same thing, is that we parent as our parents parented us. And that's normal. And and it's not that our parents did the wrong thing either. There's this thing called a tribal cycle, and all the hurts and the ways of being and the strategies for coping are passed on from generation to generation, and that tribal cycle will continue. So if a parent lives in a place of frustration, and their child will learn that and then teach that to their child. And there's a way of breaking that cycle, of relearning how do I now interact with a child differently to how I was interacted with. Yeah. And in normal parenting, there are things that happen that children make things mean. And I could talk for hours on this, but the key here, the key message here is that it isn't anyone's fault. And that there are services and places to go and people to contact. You don't have to suffer in silence and think it's just my kid and I'm just going to wait till they grow up. You can actually make great change now and really start loving and enjoying being a parent and this gorgeous little person who's chosen to be with you.
Yeah, I have here moms, like a couple of friends, they cry by themselves and they say, what I'm doing wrong, and all the time they are punishing themselves over and over with a stick on the head, like what I'm doing wrong, when is you are doing your best.
That's it, they are doing their best. And sometimes it's the simplest of things and it's smallest of strategies that can just completely change the situation. The hardest thing I think for parents is the guilt that comes with being a parent. And you know what? If you're feeling guilty as a parent, that tells me that you care. It's as simple as that.
Beautiful.
But you don't have to suffer in silence. There's help out there.
Nowadays it's way more compared to when we were children.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is the key. It's like ask for help. And
that's
the reason I'm interviewing you, because you can help parents, you know.
Yeah.
So the next question I have is, what do you think could be the cause of why some children have impulsive behaviors?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. There's lots of different reasons. So there are generally 3 factors that come into it. Number 1 is your child's innate personality. So different personalities have different needs and the way they meet those needs, and that for some children they are more impulsive than others. It ends up, if we can put some things into place, being their superpower, being the thing that makes them stand out and be our adventurers, all the adventurers of the world.
There's allow themselves to be unique.
Yes. Yeah. It's seeing what is within that child, and often their greatest strength, their greatest weakness is their greatest strength. And so I know in my family, my son he's a bit obsessive with things, but that meant that he's now got a doctorate in biomedical technology because he was so obsessive in one area. And that was his thing, but he wasn't good at many other things. But if we focused on the things he wasn't good at, he would never gotten to the thing that he was brilliant at.
That is amazing, because that happened all the time. I remember my parents judging me for what I was interested about, and I had to be interested in what they were interested in. And after I was judging my friends because they are moms, and I was giving advice, you know, according to what I saw from friends, and as well, in my case, I'm aware what I didn't like from my parents, and just allow the kids to be kids. And she noticed that she was making like a mistake, and she put into practice what I was saying, and now the kids are like happy jumping around, because that for me is like kids. It's like when they're happy jumping around, curiosity, risk-taking. This is so good what you're saying.
So that's the first thing, is personality, is understanding your child's personality and their natural ways of being. And let me tell some parents out there, I'll look straight into the camera, there are some kids who need more parenting.
Yeah.
And you're lucky enough to have them because you can handle it.
Yeah.
I've had 2 that needed more parenting and 2 that were very laid back. but some do need more parenting. So know that. The second thing
is, you tell me what do you mean about that? What do you mean about more parenting?
Well, more parenting. They're higher need. They need more attention. They need more. All children need attention. All children need to know they're valued, they belong, they're loved, and they're worth it.
Mm.
For some, they need more. They're often, they are quite brilliant and smart, or they don't fit a school mold or supposedly how they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into their brilliance, or you get into the thing that makes them amazing, and that can sometimes take a while, it's incredible what you'll see. And that's what I mean. Some need more parenting, where you'll see, someone else's child, they'll be able to say to the classic example, actually, I can tell you, when my eldest was young, I had a very good friend, and she had a son the same age. And I went to her house, and they had a Tupperware party, and, things that women do. And I went into the lounge room, and the whole of her lounge room had CDs and trinkets lined up at kid level. And I walked in, I went, oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. I can't do this. and I said to her, how do you stop your 2.5-year-old from touching these? Oh, she said, I just tapped him on the hand and told him no the first time, and he never did it again. I'm like, if I did that with my child, he'd look at me and go, yeah, come on, bring it on. Come on. It's like, that's what I mean.
Your opinion, I'm going to touch it anyway.
Yes. He'd look at me and go, yeah, so what? I'm going to touch it. It's like, so he needed more, but her child didn't. Mind you, she did ring me a few years later, and when she had her next child, and apologised to me and said, I'm really sorry. I've got one now that just touches everything, and everything has to go up. So they're different. And you're not going to know what you're going to get. But once you work out the strategies, everything has a solution. So that's number one, because that's their personality. That's a factor in why some children are more impulsive than others. Another factor is really understanding developmental stages. So what's normal for a 2-year-old and what's normal for a 10-year-old, of course, they're different, but there's a whole range of normal behaviours. And so when you understand what's normal, you can take where your child is and help them move to the next little step, and keep moving along the continuum until they get to the point where they've grown out of that stage, or they've moved gracefully through it. I use the word gracefully, and they've grown from it. And so if you understand child development, you can understand why they're being impulsive. And finally, the last one, which is the most important, is that all behaviour is communication. So our kids don't understand why they do things. And to be honest, it takes adults a bit to work out why we do what we do as well. Why do we keep repeating the same bad habits? Why do we self-sabotage? Why do we procrastinate? Like all the problems that adults have, we have trouble understanding. For kids, they have no language to understand what they're doing. So their behaviour is communicating to you that there is something amiss within the family, something that they're tapping into that you could be hiding it, you could be whatever, but something's going on and they're reacting to that. Or they're actually telling you that they need skill development. So if they're pushing all the time, what is it the skill development they need? For that child, they need social skills development, and there's strategies you can do to help them through that. So every type of behaviour is actually telling you what they need. It's working out what is it that they're telling us. What are the skills that they need in order to move through that?
There's so good information, but sometimes I can tell parents they don't know. They don't know those terminology, because it's like, okay, that child needs attention. Okay, everybody looking at him because he needs attention, and the child stopped doing what he's doing. So guys, there is like some parents they know to do, because they don't know how to language it better.
Exactly. And that's normal. Then the normal way to parent was throw your kids out the back door and get them to come back when they're hungry.
Mm.
And then we went to, that was how I was brought up. Like literally, when the lights were dark at night, when the lights came out at night, you came in the house.
Yeah.
And you really had free reign. You could do whatever. No one was around to notice. So a lot of that generation needed more significance, like I'm not important enough for people to notice me. But then you had the helicopter. Now I'm going to hover, and I have to, that generation went, no one noticed me. Now I'm going to notice my child all the time. I'm going to do everything for them. I want the best for them. And it's totally, the first natural thing. And that in itself creates different behaviours as well. So it's understanding we have these cycles of parenting, which is let's respond to what our kids need and deal with, because the other thing of being an adult is our kids can't wait for us to sort of work out our stuff. And this is the trouble. We're working out our stuff as they go. So part of parenting is I have to become a professional adult. And being a professional adult is dealing with whatever childhood crap came up for you. That's part of being professional, because at some point you can't blame your parents unless, there was huge trauma and, it was stuff that should never happen to anyone. But for the most people, whatever happened in your childhood, as an adult, it's up to us to seek help to resolve whatever that was. And then we don't pass it on to our kids.
What I noticed according to what you're saying is I have seen some parents, they are still children in an adult body, and they cannot deal with their own emotions. So it's like, why the child...
They weren't taught the skills. They weren't taught the skills at all. And everyone's doing the best they can with what they've got.
Yes.
Including the skills and experiences that they had along the way. And so for parents, it's the whole journey of parenting is almost like approaching it with what I call gentle curiosity. It's this ability to look at something and go, isn't that interesting? I wonder why. Rather than the other way, which is, I'm crap, I'm a terrible parent, look at my child. Where children, and this is the other thing that I try to help people understand, is that children will do strange things. They'll misbehave. They'll throw tantrums. They'll come home and swear when they've heard a swear word. They will do all of these things in the gamut of their lifetime that you have them within your care. And it doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It means they're a kid who's normal. It's how you respond to it that's important.
Exactly. That's it. It is how we respond to it. Yeah, I remember a time I saw a little get angry, and the mom was angry, trying to control the daughter, and when the daughter didn't need it, and from there they deny anger in the child. You want to say something?
It's really easy, and this is the thing. There's so much guilt around parenting. I know I've felt it as well. It's the toughest job we're ever going to do.
What about the point when this mom didn't realize about what she was doing, and she thought that is the right thing to do because her family was treating her?
Yeah.
So in this mom, there is no guilt. This is the right thing to do for my daughter. I have to yell at her higher, or she obeys. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's not, people can't be helped if they don't want to be helped. If it's not a problem for her, it's not a problem for her. It'll be a problem for her daughter when she leaves and then grows and understands that my need to control others can only be through force. Then that's for her as a young adult to work out. It's parent. The thing is, it's working with people who notice and want to make a change. That mum is doing the best she can with what she's got. She's doing it with all the attention of, I love my daughter and I want her to have the best possible. And it's easy from the cheap seats to see, I know that's wrong, but for that child at that time, they'll be okay. And maybe when they're an adult, they can choose to do it differently.
Yeah.
But for parents who at this time go, I don't want to be that parent. I don't like myself when I'm like that. Or I know that I'm doing what my parents did, but I don't want to, how do I change that? That's when you seek out help and you go, hey, what do I need to do? And your child may not be displaying any behaviours. Kids will either push out or go in, depending on their personality. And so your child may be quiet, people pleaser, not a problem, but there's still stuff going to be going on for that child. So it's up, the parents are in control of this. It's up to them to make the decision that this is something that I want to change.
Yeah, because sometimes I remember with that mom, she didn't know she has an issue, like how she was talking to her daughter. So from there, without knowing, that was a not good thing to do. She didn't know where to ask for help because after she was overthinking about how she can improve her daughter's behavior, and it's not about her daughter, it's about her. But after, like, it took a while for her to realize entirely.
Yeah. I work with children as well as adults. So generally, whenever I work with children over the age of 10, I help with them with their mindset. Is I work with parents as well, so that they have the skills to help their child as well. So it's a skill development on both levels that's needed. And I wish I had someone who had read the books, done the training, understood the child development when my kids were little. Now, I was a teacher and I had done child development. I'd done psychology in my degree, and that still didn't prepare me. I needed the experience of it. And that's why one of the reasons I went into coaching as well is because with the 4 kids that I've had and all the children that I've worked with, both as an educator and with mums, I've pretty much seen everything you could possibly ever see. I just can't be I can't be shocked. I've seen every possible behaviour, and there's always a solution. There's always a way to help.
That's so good information. So good. Because especially when you said you have seen a lot, like a different kind of behavior. So guys, whoever is watching this, if you know somebody who needs help, Kathy's help, please share this video with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's huge for parents. It's thinking, this child doesn't have solution, but it's not about the child. It's about the whole family as well.
It's a family unit thing. And my aim is that families end up being stronger, happier, calmer, and everyone's needs are met, including the parents. Because there's this myth that kids, for some parents, it's all about the kids. Well, actually, that's not good either, because whenever we're just making it about the kids, they're not seeing how adults behave in the real world. Adults have jobs. Adults have to clean a house. They have to do gardening. They have to do all these different things. They need to feel, like that their worth is there as well. So for a mum who wants to start a business or she wants to go back and study, then you can be a parent and do that. It's about creating a family system that supports everyone and everyone's needs.
Yeah, that's so good, so good. So let me ask you the next question now.
Yes. How long we've been going? I can talk too long. So we better keep an eye on the time.
It is fine. So why is it important for parents to understand their child behavior?
Yes. Okay. So this is the thing. Understanding your child's behavior, because it is communication, is the starting point. So there are lots of books out there that tell you that kids do things for attention, and that is true to a degree. What I'd rather call it their need for significance. Yeah. So everyone has a need for significance, and some people, they have a higher need for significance. And when you understand that, then you can build that into your family, and you can help that child become a significance giver rather than significance getter. And so what can happen is, so what I've noticed over the years is that something will happen to the child or within the family, which is a trauma. It doesn't have to be a major thing. It could be that they got sick and they went into mum and dad's bed because they were sick and unwell, they'd had a few nightmares, something, and their sleep pattern has been disrupted. Okay, they needed comfort support in that time, but now the behaviour is continuing and the need is no longer there. So what we do is we understand what's normal, we understand what that behaviour is telling us, and then we help them break that cycle.
That's it.
So what happens quite often, and even this for adults, is that yes, a trauma is had, recovery is had, but behaviours and the habits continue. And so you want them to grow stronger. You want that event, that thing, to be the thing that defines their new qualities and their strengths.
Yes. It's so interesting for parents, sincerely, because, well, in my case, I'm not a mom yet. But it's how you explain it is so good. So good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So where parents can help you?
They can, look, I have a number of different groups. My main Facebook group is called Happy Parenting Community, and you can go on there and I post things regularly. I also hold a workshop a month, which is usually around $15. They're all online. Tonight I'm holding a homeschooling special where I'm talking with parents about how to manage homeschooling and working from home, and all the craziness that's happening at the moment. And that's available to people on a regular basis. Plus I do one-to-one coaching. Also, because I've had so many inquiries, I've started something called SOS Parenting, which is a 15-minute chat. So people can book in, it's complimentary. They can book in and go, can I just ask, or most common is this normal? Is my child normal? And just ask a quick question and then see if the way that I explain things, because this is really important. If you're going to hire a coach, you need to have a good relationship with them. You need to, they need to meet the way you want things to be done. And that's really important. So I encourage people that when they contact me, we've got to be a fit. Okay, they've got to be a fit for me, as in I know they're going to do the work, they want to make a change, and I've got to be a fit for them. There may be another parent coach out there that's perfectly suited to them, and I might be that person too. So it's up to, that's why, it's important when you're looking for a coach on any level that you give it a try and you work out if this person has a good rapport with you, and then you'll know that it's the right time to do something.
Yeah. So good. So guys, I will have all of the social media and everything, all of the groups below, the description below, so you can click in there, message her, book in the 15-minute session, and participate in the workshop she has as well. And thank you so much for being here, Kathy. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. And remember, share this video with anybody who can need it right now. Thank you, and bye. See you next time.
Bye. See ya.